Liverpool beat Newcastle 4-1, a fantastic performance given how the game started, you've got to say. There are so many individual performances we have to speak about before we get onto the team performance. In fact, the individual performances today make up the team performance, do you know what I mean? When that many players play an 8 out of 10 game, the team are going to raise. I know it's obvious, I know it's like, well, you're joking, George, yeah, but like that happened today. We had about, I'd say 8 out of 10 players today. They are Szoboszlai, Konate, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Ekitike, Alisson was great, Van Dijk was great, 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰 had a good game. This is the level, right? All Liverpool's players raise their game. We have to speak about Konate and start there. What a poignant time in Konate's life, firstly. And that game, that goal, have come at that moment. They've come at such a... I can't even begin to understand or comprehend the level of... That level of, I don't know, sadness, and it's absolutely abhorrent what Konate has gone through the last few weeks. And I couldn't begin to imagine. And for this performance and this goal, to cap the performance off with a goal, to come at this moment is beautiful. It's perfect. There was not a more deserved player on that pitch of a great performance and a goal. Like, football's magical. This goes beyond football, right? I imagine for a neutral fan watching that game, you will have been equally as made up as I was. A really amazing performance. And I'd have said the same thing, by the way, if he didn't score the goal. The goal was an added bonus. The goal was the cherry on top as far as I'm concerned. And obviously, given what he's been through the last few weeks, coming back into the team, I was thinking, is this the game to play him? Like, nothing against him as a player and whatever. I just thought, if we lose today, and you know, if he had a bad game, the last thing he needs and doesn't deserve it at all, is criticism, is being thrown under the bus by the fan base and by, you know, worse, social media fans. But we did play him, and Alisson did play him, and Konate did play. And I imagine, by the way, Konate will have had that refusal on him playing. He will have been the one who knows, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take the leap and try and block out everything that's, I imagine, happening in his head right now, which I can't even begin to think about. And he's going to play, and he's going to step on the pitch and give his all. He gave too much. He gave absolutely everything today. And when you think about that, and you think about all them, there's so many variables when you really think about it. What he went through, on a personal note, I can't begin to think. From a football standpoint, against Newcastle, in the reverse fixture, you have to say, if we're saying how it is, that was probably the worst Liverpool performance from any player this season. Or one of them. It's certainly one of them. And I think Konate will know that. That's not me going in on Konate. It's happened. It was months ago. And in fact, it's even further in my head now, after he's buried it with that performance today. That's what makes that performance today so impressive, given how bad he was in the reverse fixture. At St James's, he was lost. Anthony Gordon bullied him in the air, beaten in the air. Today, he made an absolute men's, and more so. He scored the goal to bury the win. What an amazing game. What an amazing bloke. Everyone's behind Konate. I'm sure you echo this. You could not be happier for him right now. Yeah. Really magical. Is it raining? I think it's raining. Exciting. Really magical. A moment I'm sure he'll never forget. And I honestly, I won't forget that. I was almost tearing up watching it. Guys, thank you so much for showing the support on the stream. If you could leave a like, it's the easiest and most free way of helping out. I'll never ask for anything more than a like on the stream. Thank you so much, guys. And as always, I'm just going to kind of dump my thoughts into the stream for the first 20, and then we'll jump into the comments. Hopefully you know how it works by now. I'm seeing some familiar names in here. James is in here. We've had 2 new members. I'm just going to go through straight away. I can't believe it. From Sanderson 628. Thank you for joining the membership club. And 𝗕𝗿𝗄𝗏, I believe that's how I'm saying that. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you very much for joining the membership club. Let's just carry on where we left off. Konate, fantastic. And again, I said at the start, these individual performances make up, obviously, a great performance, because when you get that many players raising the level, you know, the rest are going to join. I thought some of the weaker performances today, I don't think 𝗕𝗃𝗃 had his best game of all time, and I've been praising 𝗕𝗃𝗃 a lot recently, given how well he's played this month. Absolutely deserved praise. Honestly, at one point, maybe before that game what game was it now? Maybe before the Bournemouth game, he was probably on for our player of the month. Honestly, like, if you think about 𝗕𝗃𝗃's, maybe, yeah, the Fulham game wasn't amazing, but Arsenal, the second half, the way he picked himself up was fantastic. He had a great game in the Champions League, he had a great game when we won that game. Marseille? What was the other game as well? He had a fantastic game before that. At the start of the month, Burnley had a great game against Burnley. I think Wirtz might have been the better player in that game. But anyway, Kirk has done more than enough. I thought today maybe, for me, a bit under it. Yeah, he got the assist. Let's not forget about that. Got the assist, had an impact on the game. I don't think Salah had a great game at all, but again, got the assist, got the impact on the game toward the end, at a big moment as well. I don't think Salah had a great game. I think the ball were getting stuck under his feet a lot. It were bobbling, not in his favour. I thought Lewis Hall was their best player, and when their best player's left back, it tends to mean our best player hasn't been the right winger. You know what I mean? So we can skip past these players. I think they were probably our two weakest players. Maybe next followed by McAllister. I thought McAllister had a decent game today. I really liked what he was doing in terms of the balls over the top, creative, and I think at times this year we've been so very much like Arsenal in terms of taking the handbrake off, not doing it. We have not been out of second gear. And McAllister today, in that first half, we're trying to speed it up a bit, and we're trying to play some of them balls. He received one from Van Dijk. I think it was Van Dijk or Konate, centre-back. Maybe Kirkers. And he just pings it first time through their midfield into Ekitike. Really great ball. I like how aggressive he was with that, and the intent behind the passes from McAllister today was a massive improvement on previous games. So for me, McAllister will get a 7 out of 10 for me. A great game. In fact, no one gets below a 7 today. When you win 4-1 at home against Newcastle, no one gets below a 7. I'm trying to do it in order, so I'm probably on maybe Salah, Kirkes, McAllister. I think next the jump would be to maybe Gakpo. I think Gakpo had a good game today. And people who do this whole and run this narrative that, well, when Gakpo plays, we don't win. When Gakpo plays, we don't win. Shove that up your arse. That's from Gakpo. That's from Gakpo right there. Good performance today. Really good performance. He was taking his man on. He was being direct and he was being different. When I say different, I mean like he was being varied. He was going on the outside as well as the inside. There was a great moment in that first half where he picks the ball up on the halfway line, turns, beats two players and drives with it. Miles. I mean, that's a massive improvement from Gakpo today. And it's so frustrating because he's been under the level this season, but we know he's got it in him. We know he can do it, and he showed it today at times, at glimpses. Makes it even more frustrating given how perhaps he's underachieved this year. He can do it. I know he can do it. He's done it today. Gakpo, I'd give a 7 or an 8 out of 10. A really improved performance, and miles better on what we're seeing this season. We've had a £10 donation from the final man, mate. I really appreciate you. Normally we jump into the comments at the end, but I can't ignore that. Thank you very much, mate. Great match. Absolutely love the link-up play between Ekitike and Wirtz. I agree. Florian Wirtz will go down as one of Liverpool's best players this season. I agree with that. George, always looking forward to your streams. Keep it up. Thank you very much, the final man. One of the long-term supporters on the channel. Your 10 goes very far. Thank you very much, mate. Let's jump back into where we are. So I'm probably on a Salah, Kirkes, McAllister, Gakpo. I think the next step would be, I think Alisson. I think we could throw Alisson in there. And that's a good place to throw Alisson because actually recently I've come in here and been maybe overcritical. And when I do the live streams, I often I'll end it and I'll go, was I a bit harsh on some players there? I think maybe I've been too harsh on Alisson over the last few weeks. Today was different. Completely different to what we've seen in the last few weeks, which I was critical of. I think some shots have found the net, have kind of creeped through, and I'm looking at it going, could he have done better there? Is that the Alisson that we know? Is that the world-class Alisson? And probably not. I think he had dipped below the level at times this season, and certainly this month. However, today, I think he was certainly the best keeper on the pitch, and he showed his excellence. He showed that class from minute 1 to minute 90. I can think of one thing he did that was bad. Obviously conceding the goal, I guess, I forget it. I don't think he was at fault for that. I think he kicked the ball to Nick Pope once. Quick distribution, he kicked his Pope. I was like, okay, whatever. But some of the saves he was making, particularly the claims from crosses, which aren't saves in fairness, but them claims from crosses in the first half, I thought were massive for Liverpool. I tweeted at 26 minutes. I was saying, they've had 7 corners. Already 7 in 26 minutes. I'm like, God, do the maths, times that by 4, and see how many they'll have in the game. And given Dan Burns in there, given they've got some real threat in there, that's the last thing we need. But Alisson was equal to it, as was Van Dijk. We'll come on to next actually. Alisson was equal to it, really dominant in the air, and for me, I saw him leading. By example in that game. I've been very critical of Liverpool not having the leaders, the characters in our team to get us over the line. And I look at Robertson, Alisson, Van Dijk and Salah as the leaders, as the guys from the old guard, I guess you could say. And Alisson today led. I saw him visibly leading the box. We didn't concede from a set piece. And if you're looking at any team to score a set piece this year, I know the likes of Joelinton weren't in there. I know 𝗬𝗲𝗲 didn't start, but I'm looking at Newcastle, right? I'm looking at Newcastle with Dan Burn as the main threat. Nullified. Completely nullified. We're not having a repeat of the cup final over here. Sorry, we're not. Amazing performance. I give Alisson an 8 out of 10. I think next we go to Van Dijk, and there's 275 people in it. I'm very much overwhelmed. Thank you so much. If you could all leave a like, I mean, get on there, smash the like. It's entirely free. It helps me out more than you know. If you like, maybe it'll push the channel out more. Maybe you'll see me again on your feed, and that's, I assume, for you, only a good thing. And certainly for me, thank you very much. I'm going to just interlude by speaking about James Gallagher, because James Gallagher's fantastic. A long-term supporter and member on the stream. Before we talk about Van Dijk, we've just hit 300 people, by the way, in this stream. 300 people. Before we talk about Van Dijk, so happy for Konate, says James. Absolutely deserved the goal. I echo that. Reminded me of Alisson in 2020. Yeah, Wirtz was class. 𝗕𝗿𝗍 first goal was all him. Thought the ref was poor for both sides. Absolutely. I think the first half was terrible, but we got the win. James, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm going to come on to Wirtz and 𝗕𝗍𝗍 at the end. Fantastic. And you've set the tone there, James, for all my praise, I'm going to say. Let's go to Van Dijk. So, where am I? I'm on... If I had to rate the players in order, I'm probably looking at Salah, 𝗂𝗍𝗄, Mac Allister, Alisson, Gakpo maybe, and then we're on Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk today, given Konate scored the goal at the end, and given Konate had the better performance, like, he will take the highlights, and rightly so, but Van Dijk today was equally as solid for me. And I think because Van Dijk's Van Dijk, a performance like that doesn't really... It's like, oh, did he do enough there? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, as far as I'm concerned. In a similar light to Alisson, like in the same breath as deflecting from corners and clearing the ball with intent, in the air, winning your duels, Van Dijk was as equal to it as Alisson was as well. Them two from corners today dealt with everything. They were the guys. When they went long, Alisson was the guy. Van Dijk was the guy, sorry. He had a good game, in my opinion. I'd go Van Dijk. I'd give him an 8. I'd give him an 8 today. I really would. I think next. So who are the players next? We've got Wirtz, 𝗕𝗍𝗍, Gravenberch, Konate, 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai. They're the next 5. How would you rank them? I think next, in terms of in my opinion, I would go with Dominic 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai as the 5th best player today. But I'll give him an 8, like a high 8. Like, this is a player who has played in what feels like every position in the entire team. Like, honestly, if you look at the positions, right, 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai's played as a right back, like today in the reverse fixture against Arsenal. He's played as a right winger for a lot of the season, as a right midfielder. He's played as a number 10, he's played as a number 8. Even, to be fair, in pre-season, I'm pretty sure he played as a 6. Just say yes or no, I might be entirely wrong. We played, it was that Spanish team we played twice. I want to say Bilbao. All the same. I don't know, all the badges look the same. I feel like he played as like a 6 in that game, like left with 𝗂𝗍𝗄, and might be wrong. I feel like he did. He's played everywhere, 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai, and given that, you kind of think, okay, maybe the level drops. You know, when he goes to right back, maybe he's not as good as a midfield or right wing, but no, absolutely not. The level does not drop. This guy is about as steady as it gets. He's the level setter, if anything. He's the guy who's going, right, come on, guys, you know, I'm the standard. Come and meet me if you want, because I'm the guy who's driving this team forward. I'm the guy who's running back in the 90th minute to prevent a goal. I'm the guy who's the engine room. I'm the guy who's the leader. Everything good at this team, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say the 3 players. Everything good this season from this team has been Dominic 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai, Hugo Ekitike, and Florian Wirtz. Among Curtis Jones, among 𝗂𝗍𝗄 over the last few months, among Frimpong at times, among Van Dijk, there haven't been many good performances. Gravenberch as well. There haven't been many great performances, but 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai is one of them, and you could put 5 or 6 of 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai's performances in the cabinet of, like, these were amazing this season. The reverse fixture, equally as good. Arsenal away. That game today, he was fantastic against. I've forgotten the game. I've missed his best game out. I know I have, and I can't think of what it was. 𝗬𝗏𝗍lai's been great. You know he's been great. I don't need to sing his praise because we all know how good he is. But today we're fantastic. Up against an informed player in Harvey Barnes. I think Barnes is very much a one-trick pony. I see a lot of similarities between Barnes and Gakpo, honestly, in terms of them wanting to get onto the right foot, shift it, get the shot away fast, edge of the box, curl it into the far left of the goalkeeper. And Szoboszlai didn't let him do that today. Yeah, he had a free kick there at the post, a great effort. But other than that, I think actually maybe Gordon should have come onto the left for that the pace angle. Maybe he could have got the best of him then, but I thought Dominik Szoboszlai was equal to everything that was thrown at him. Physically as well, he was there. He was not getting beaten physically today at all. Szoboszlai, I give an 8 out of 10, and a high one as well. The top 4 players for me today, and I'm really impressed. I'm really proud actually the way I've done this reaction, because I've gone player by player from worst to best, and I think that's the new way of doing it. It's quite hard to do in your head though. So I think our 4th best player today was Gravenberch, in my opinion. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Just let me know. Just leave a comment. Who in your head do it? 1st, 2nd, 3rd. If you had to go through who do you reckon our 4th best player was today? I'm sure I'll see similar names in there, but for me it's Gravenberch. I'm just going to get a drink here. And when I saw the team come out, and I saw no Bruno Guimaraes, I thought, these are gettable. Especially Joe Linton missing as well. Even Matt Miley, the lack of physicality in that midfield was... You're looking at it going, okay, that's gettable. With Ramsey and with... Who was it? Was it Willock? I don't even know. That's how little attention I paid. I don't even know who played there. Gravenberch was the best midfielder in the game. Easily. Not even a nearly contest, in my opinion, as like a holding midfield player. When he receives the ball in the half term, I mean... I could go so far with this. I'm trying to work out the level of praise that's realistic here. I was going to say, like, when he receives the ball in the half turn, he was unstoppable, but I think it goes further. I honestly think he's in a league of his own. He's on the table probably by himself and maybe a couple of others in terms of receiving the ball, and this is a world level, by the way, receiving the ball in the half turn, back to goal from a centre-back, dropping his shoulder and beating a midfield player. If you can name a player in the world better at that individual skill than Gravenberch, I'll give you a tenner. There's no one. There is no one. Vitinha, Pedri. There is no one who can do it like Gravenberch on the half turn, and I'll be willing to put money on it. No one. I like a player like Adam Wharton. I think he's class in the way he goes about the game. But Gravenberch today, I mean, and that strength of his, which is that, it shone through. It shone through today more than most games this season. I think you could say today was one of his best games of the season. Maybe his best, I don't know. I feel like was it Everton he scored against? Might have got that wrong. He had a good game there, I feel like, but about as good as any today. A Champions League game as well was really good this season. I forgot which one it was. It was an earlier game. I want to say Frankfurt, but it probably wasn't now I've said that. But yeah, that's the level. That's where Konate can go. You know what I mean? People are like, well, we'll put Konate centre-back. If you put him centre-back, you are nullifying his best attribute in receiving the ball from said centre-back. He's not going to pass to himself, is he? And I get you're taking him on for the team and you're filling in, ultimately, I get that. But he's the guy who's creating the big chances. He's the guy who's driving the team forward. McAllister doesn't do that. McAllister's not good enough to do that. McAllister's great. Last season he was great. He is not good enough to do what Gravenberch does in terms of picking the ball up from a defender and driving up the thirds. McAllister doesn't do it. McAllister is a two-touch player. McAllister, once the ball banks, gone. And today did that so many times. And I said at the start, that intent that McAllister had, I'm going to get it now and I'm going to play it to Ekitike. I thought today was a massive improvement. You could see that clear intent that he made. He made a really great pass. I'll say it again. He received it first time and he just pinged it through Newcastle's midfield. Maybe Gravenberch couldn't do that. Like, they're not that he's better at... To be fair, it is. He's better at one thing, he's better at the other thing. If you combined them, you'd have a right player. Still quite slow, I'll say that. But yeah, I thought they had a good game together today. Only 54 likes needed, Scaife. Nice one. Please do leave a like, guys. You know, the one thing I'll always ask for, and I'll never ask for anything more, if you could leave a like on the stream, it's entirely free. It pushes the video out to more people. As Henry says, today's the day for 200 likes. If you could leave a like in support of me and the team today, with loads to talk about still. I mean, we're 20 minutes in and I've still got so much to cover. I've not even spoken about our best three players yet, and we're 20 mintes in. This is really enjoyable. I'm loving this. So leave a like. Let's try and hit 200. Thank you very much in advance. Let's go to number 3. How do you even order this? To be honest, I will go for 3 Konate. Konate is my third man of the match today. And that is, I've spoken about it briefly at the start, but I think we've got to echo what we said. There are so many variables. You know, when a player comes back into a team, there's often variables around that. Maybe they've been injured. maybe they've had a dip in form. Like, I don't have to word this, I don't want to be insensitive. Like, Konate's father passed away. I can't begin to imagine what he's been through over the last few weeks. And I was very kind of sceptical of the idea of bringing Konate back into the team. With the sole reason being, if we get beat, and knowing what, I'm not trying to say this fan base, and knowing what football fans are like with the likes of Konate at times, the likes of Gakpo at times, scapegoats, I'm going to say it how it is. These players are focused on, like, with the inch of a detail. If we get beat, if we lost and Konate was at fault for a couple goals, he would have been thrown under the bus, he would have been under scrutiny and under fire. That is the last thing Ibou Konate needs and deserves at the time he's going through, has been through. To start the game's one thing. To start the game, I was thinking, my God, like, unbelievable. I was thinking, like, to get to half time, to get to 60, to get to 70 as one of our best players, he didn't drop the level at all. He kept going. 10 minutes past 10. He was just our best defender. He was the level. And to finish the game with a goal, on top of that already massive performance, at the time of his life, like such a poignant time in his life, I'm thinking it was bringing a tear to my eye, to be honest. Football's mental. Football, like, is magic. And that goal, just, no one was more deserving of that performance. No one was more deserving of that goal at the end than Ibou Konate on the pitch. He was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And do I say Arne Slot got it right? I don't know. I don't know who's... I assume Konate is more involved in him saying he wants to start because he knows when he's ready. He knows when he wants to get back in the team, right? And that should be on him. Let's have it right. But I imagine there was a conversation between him and Slot, like, are you ready? Yeah. And yeah, it went so... It couldn't have gone better for Konate. I'm buzzing for him. If you want to give him man of the match, then fair enough. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you, Emma. He was great today. And, you know, them variables I mentioned at the start, if a player comes back into the team, maybe they've had a dip in form or they're injured, they're coming back. Look at the variables for Konate. With what happened to him in his personal life, I can't begin to imagine. But like in football terms, he's had a pretty bad year. On the pitch, he's not been great. You know, there's murmurs of him like going to Real Madrid, and then they kind of were nipped in the bud and they pulled out of the deal. That's an indication of how poor he's been, really. If they were all over him and now they don't want him, it's like, I probably get why. This month aside, he's had a pretty poor season, but none more so than the Newcastle game. The reverse fixture away at St James's, he was really poor. And when you look at him in that game getting kind of bullied by Gordon, I thought Gordon had got the better of him in that away leg. I mean, he certainly got the better of him in the air, didn't he, at times? I'm thinking, wow, this hasn't started well. Off the back of that Bournemouth game week 1, he had a poor start. To pick himself up, not just kind of this month, because he's been amazing this month, and last month I'd say as well, certainly, since Christmas. To go again in the reverse fixture today, and to just put it behind him. He knew what Gordon did to him in the reverse. Look what happened today. Amazing. The goal didn't come down his side either. Like, that's great for Konate. Konate was fantastic. And yeah, this is the game. This is the game which him and Van Dijk maintain. This is the level, right? We know what they can do. Let's go. Let's just go. We know what this team can do. And I think I've really teed me up there for Wirtz and Ekitike. These are the two guys. We know what these two players can do. That's the level. Let's continue. And the same goes for the team. This team is more than capable of that game today. We can do it again. We can do it next week and the week after. The difference is, like, the standard's been dropping. It can't drop now. It shouldn't drop now. We know the level. We know what these players can do. We've hit 200 likes. We've never hit 200 likes on a stream. Ever. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much. There's 400 people in here watching me talk about my team. I'm incredibly moved. Thank you very much, everyone. Please do continue to leave a like. I'm just going to grab a drink here and we'll get on to the main two. 200 likes. What is life? Thank you. Let's try it at 300. Can we get a 250,000? Let's try it at 250 and I'll sleep incredibly happy tonight. Will you get Konate's haircut if we get... no. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Let's go to Wirtz and Ekitike. Now, I want to go to the comments There's 400 people in here, so naturally I expect 400 comments to come in at once, just one block of comments, and for you to crash my laptop. Don't all comment, but let me know who your man of the match was. I would love to know your first and second. Whilst I just freed out a new member on the stream, Corey LCG. Thank you very much for becoming a member on the stream. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the Members Club. How have we hit 250 likes in the space of 1 second? What's happening here? Thank you very much. I've just said let's hit 250. Bang, 250. You guys are nuts. Thank you very much. The next level, I suppose, is subscribing. If you can subscribe, it's entirely free. I think you get notified every time I go live and upload, so that'll be I'll be even more grateful. Thank you very much. Right, man of the match, Wirtz. Wirtz number 1, Wirtz. Okay, so this is interesting. Ekitike. Okay. They're going blow for blow here. I don't know. I mean, there's so many comments, guys. Thank you. There's 400. I know people who've been in there for a while will know we get 100 people in here normally. There's 400 people. I'm incredibly grateful. So my man of the match today, I've actually gone for Ekitike. And I would not sit there and argue with you if you went with Wirtz or even Konate, to be fair. Let's start with Wirtz in second. Is that Wirtz's best game of the season? I think maybe so. I think maybe. I look back on that goal that Ekitike scored, the first goal, and it's not a chance. That's not a chance. Like, don't pretend like that was even nearly a goal. It wasn't. There were Newcastle defenders scattered across the box, and Wirtz picks it up toward the edge and just drives to the left, beats a few players with skill and cuts it into Ekitike. He made a chance out of nothing. Nothing. Not many players in our team over the last 10 years have done that. And I look back at, I mean, we're going back to 2013, whatever, 14. Like, Suarez was the best player I've ever seen at making something from nothing. Wirtz and Ekitike do it better than most in the entire world. I think you could stretch that to the world. In terms of individual brilliance, they're up there. They're in the conversations for, like, these two can go blow for blow with anyone in the world at doing things on their own. I think at times Wirtz has been too gun-shy. I think he's not pulled the trigger enough. Against Bournemouth, he lines up for a shot toward the end and he just doesn't, he passes it. It's like, no, go yourself, you're good enough. But today, both of them, arrogance. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, to be fair, we'll group them together because they're equally as good, right? Ekitike, that second goal, to toe poke that past Nick Pope to his left-hand side of the post. Oh my God. He was like strutting off after it. I was like, ugh, that's disgusting. But keep it up. That's what we need. I think some football fans are like, you know, when a player don't pass, or when a player just goes on his own and he's quite tunnel vision. And I'm not talking about like Pedro Neto, who does that and he's just rubbish, he doesn't even score. I think people are quite critical of that. Like, oh, why is he going on his own? I absolutely love it. When you are so clearly good, like Ekitike, and you back your ability, I think it takes you to the next level. I think that arrogance, that swagger that he plays his football with, makes you just so much more likeable, I think, as certainly from my perspective anyway. I don't know what you think. 300 likes are close. I can't believe it. Literally can't believe it, guys. Thank you very much. We're nearly at 300 likes. You know, right, so when I started live streaming, just a quick side note here, I'm very grateful. My milestone was 100 viewers. Then I was like, oh, hit 100 viewers. I was going 300. We hit 300 today. The next milestone's 500 viewers. If we hit 500 viewers and 300 likes, we're not beating that. I can't believe it. The like animation is sick. Oh, mate, I love it. Basically, what you're saying there is, basically, guys, press the like button, because then you see the animation. There's probably no animation. So, don't be disappointed with it 300 likes. What the bonkers, mate. Thank you very much. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying what I think about my team. Let's get back to the team. I'm very grateful. Yeah, the front two. It's really awkward when you look at like Isak. Isak's just kind of sat on the bench there. Where's this place? Where's he going to get in the team? I do not know. There's an animation. Oh my God, press that like to see the animation. Love it. I'm about to tear up again. Even after the Konate thing, you deserve the love. Thank you very much, mate. This is extremely nice. People are very kind. People are extremely... I'm just talking about my team. It's unbelievable. Wirtz, Ekitike, there's more to come. I think that's the most promising thing here, the most encouraging thing. This is just the start. These two are what, 22? I don't know how old they are. The young players. There is so much I was going to say so much life left, but that sounds a bit sinister. There is so much to come, and the combination between the two as well. It's not like one's doing his own thing and the other's going on his own as well. They're doing it together. Like, they're holding hands, leading us through this season. Everything good that's come through from this season has been Ekitike, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, a bit of 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗃 here and there, a bit of 𝗙𝗂𝘀𝗃 here and there, a bit of Gravenberch as well, Alisson, Van Dijk. But these have been the two, and we're seeing it now. And just specifically on Wirtz, I mean, this is great. Thank you very much for the kind words. Where are we now? Yeah, let's talk about Gary Anderson's... Yeah, I saw that, mate. It was unreal. Let's talk about Wirtz in terms of... I was just going to make a really great point. Oh my god, what was it? I'll give a point of the day and I've forgotten what the point was. Yes, rival fans, swivel on my bum. Swivel on it. Swivel on it. Seriously, swivel on it. But Wirtz is not very good. What a flop. What a waste of money. Oh, Wirtz is here. Wirtz is playing football. Watch it. It's free. If you £20, it's Sky Sports subscription. Pay for it. You can get a free stream. I can give you a site if you want. I could forget I said that. Wirtz has been Liverpool's best player this month, probably. Maybe Ekitike, maybe 𝗙𝗂𝘀 even. But I've got to say, the criticism he's received from rival fans, like Liverpool fans, yeah, have had the fair share of comments about Wirtz. A lot of negative ones. I think constructive, though. I think Liverpool fans have been saying it with a good intention of, like, he's been good, but he could do this, but he could do that. Rival fans have just been going, like, what have you... Like, you're rubbish. He's not even talented. And do you notice that no Liverpool fan has been saying over the last few months, Wirtz isn't good. He's not good enough. No Liverpool fan has been saying that. Wonder why? Because we all think he's good enough. Because we all think the performances have been good enough. But rival fans don't see the goals. Rival fans don't see Wirtz on the score sheet when they look at their flash score on the evenings, when they sit down and watch Match of the Day. It's all they watch. They don't see Wirtz in the highlights. So he's not good. Immediately not good. But when we actually watch the game, all season we can tell you this kid is talented. He's our best player on the ball. He's so clearly our most talented player. But now the goals are coming. Now the assists are coming. Now he's getting on the score sheet more often. The rival fan, the neutral fan's looking at this guy and this guy's seriously good. When in reality nothing's changed. When in reality all he's doing is shooting. All he's doing is passing to Ekitike and Ekitike's scoring. It doesn't change anything. For me, the performances honestly haven't particularly improved. The goals have, and that is what's making people turn their heads. I love watching Wirtz. And again, there's so much to come that this is only the beginning of the book you'd like to feel. Film, let's call it a film. That sounds more dramatic. So yeah, I'll go. So here's my final player ratings then we'll open up to the comments. I appreciate I've taken 33 minutes here to ramble on and get my thoughts out there. But I think it was needed because there's so much to talk about. So my final player ratings, in order... Lock them in. Clip me up. Make me a clip right now. My final player ratings versus... I've messed it up. My final player... Because I'll actually clip this up on my page, basically. My final player ratings versus Newcastle. I would go bottom Salah. Maybe then 𝗙𝗀𝘀𝘀. I think you could go to Mac Allister, Gakpo, Alisson, Van Dijk. I think around there. Then you step up to... For me, you look at Gravenberch in 5. 5? Well, 5 now? Szoboszlai in 5. Szoboszlai in 5. Gravenberch in 4. Konate in 3. Wirtz in 2. Ekitike in 1. That's where I am. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. There's my top 5. Where are we now? Let's jump into the comments. There's 400 people in here. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. I'm going to say now, put your comments in. I'm going to read them all. Right? 3, 2, 1, go. This is the bit where my voice hurts. This happens every stream. Let's do it. Come on. Make sure you're subscribing, by the way. I think subscribing... I don't think. I know. Subscribing is entirely free. Absolutely free. Here we go. Probably the perfect list. Thank you, Henry. That's what I do. Wirtz reminded me of Coutinho. Ekitike was amazing. I love arguing about Player of the Month. It shows how good we are. Exactly, like Player of the Month. Honestly, I think 𝗬𝗂𝘁 is up there. I'll go Wirtz, Ekitike. 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗀 always up there. 350 likes. Bloody hell. Thank you very much. Do subscribe. It's entirely free. We've had a donation from James. I've completely forgot to read that out, mate. Oh no, it's just come through. It's just come through. James Gallagher 1823. One of the long-term supporters on the channel, one of the long-term members, in fact, on the channel. �11 haters will be silent tonight. Love the content. Dark Days is class 2. Excuse me. Dark Days. Reading, it's quite blurry, but we've got a darts channel on YouTube, Dark Days. Check it out. Best performance of the season? I don't know. I don't think so. I think there's been better. Have there, though? I think Aston Villa was really good. I think Real Madrid was really good. They're the two that stand out to me. Back-to-back games they were as well. I think Arsenal, first game was good. I think Arsenal, second half was alright. Not many of us stick in my head. Marseille was really good. Inter Milan was really good. Brighton was alright. West Ham was not a loss. I think it's up there, mate. I do think it's up there. Gordon, red card, and same for Dan Burn. I don't think so. I don't think there was enough in Gordon's, both of them, on McAllister, on Alisson. I think the Alisson one was definitely worse. But overall, I don't think so. Thank you for the donation, James, as always. Do we think the 𝗖cie Ekitike up top will work in the future? I do, yeah. If you get that much quality in your team, it's going to work. We've got 2 more donations to talk through here. Oh my god. What's happening? Right. I want to go to Smithy. Let me wait there. Smithy Talks, thank you for the donations, guys. It's unbelievably kind. Smithy Talks LFC, he was in the stream last night as well. Really do appreciate you, Smith. Is it just me who thought McAllister was sublime today? It wasn't just you. All over the pitch. I think it was his best performance of the season. Now, when I do my match reactions, I just scroll on Twitter briefly, and I get pictures of the players to put on my TikTok feed, and I'd Google McAllister, type McAllister on Twitter. It were coming up like McAllister average again. Jones should come off McAllister. Like, people were going in on McAllister for no reason. What was the reason there? He had a good game. Some of the balls were playing over the top. He played one really great, like, nippy ball, like, zapped it across the floor. Played one lofted one into Salah. I liked the intent behind his passes. I thought today was one of his best games, and like he said there, all over the pitch, physically, wasn't beaten. Like, if you look at games this year when McAllister hadn't performed, you look at him technically, maybe not great, yeah, but physically, there's definitely a drop-off there. Today was not one of them, against a side who are physically up to scratch. If you could criticise Newcastle for, like, you can criticise them for so many things, but physicality is not one of them, really, with Newcastle. McAllister held his own. There's 400 people watching, mate. I know, it's unbelievable. I can't believe it. Let's get to 400 likes. If we can do 400, to be fair, mate, I think we'll stop encouraging there, because that's just nonsense. That's pie in the sky talk right there. Gakpo's decision, no, mate, Gakpo had a good game. He had a good game. Gordon should have got a red card. Not for me. I think Gakpo's a little bit better tonight. Absolutely, I agree. What will happen when Isak's fit? I imagine a 2 up top. You don't bench Isak for anyone. You don't spend 120 million quid for no reason. What the hell's going on? Another donation, £5. Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let me start a Liverpool podcast with you, mate. Just got back from the game, and I'm a lead to shirt. I'm a lead to shirt. Maybe that's a bit of slang there. Not too sure what you mean, Joe. If you could follow up, Joe. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to start a podcast, genuinely. So I want to get to a position where people can jump on the stream as well. So like you're saying, you start one with me. Jump on the stream at some point, and we'll try. I'll send the invitation code out. We've done it before. We did one call in before. It went down really well. So we'll do it again. Definitely. Thank you very much, Joe. I'll stop doing the bit. Joe, thank you. Ekitike Wirtz member day. Gravenberch isn't real. He is. I'm just looking at your player ratings here, mate. I think they're bang on. I think McAllister a tad low, in my opinion. I can't argue much of that. Out of Ekitike Wirtz, Ibou, but I'm with you. You reckon Ekitike stays for a long time? I hope he does. I really hope he does. Let's give him everything. Gordon's a bastard, though. Hate him. Yeah, he makes himself known in these games, doesn't he? He knows how it works. Dan Burn challenge on Gakpo after the ball went... Oh, I saw that, yeah. That was bad. I was half making a brew at the time, though. I'd made it... It did look bad, yeah. Lectin, one of the long-term members on the channel. I'm slut out, but he got a lot right today. He got it right today, sorry. I'd argue this is his best handled game. Is he knew what we needed. I don't think you're wrong. I think we started so bad and he did pick it up. Was that him? Was that... To be fair, I like to give Slot credit, but I don't know if much of that was on him, given if them 2 goals came at 52 minutes and 54 minutes, you'd be looking at it going, well, Arne Slot's clearly said something in the room there at half-time, but they came in the first half, so it's like, did he say anything on the sideline? I don't know how much weight you can have from saying something on the sideline compared to in the dressing room. I don't know. I agree with Lectin, he did get it right. 𝗖cie HS don't know ball. I'm just scrolling through the comments, guys, just picking and choosing here. Have to give credit to Gakpo. This is the kind of comments I'm picking and choosing. Correct. I've been critical, but it was, he was showing variety and sharpness today. 100% agree. 100% agree. Thank you for pointing that out, mate. This one's from is that an A or an O? 𝗕𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀 10. I think we might need to change to a formation with no wingers in the next season or two. Salah's time is up, and Dijk and Ekitike got to play together. Yeah, today we went back to that kind of 4-2-3-1, didn't we? Which was interesting. I do think the 4-2-2-2 has been okay this season. I think our best performances have probably come in a similar shape. But then again, you look at Aston Villa, Real Madrid. We definitely played a 4-2-3-1 there, so maybe that was our best formation. But yeah, when Ekitike is playing with Isak and Isak's back, you do well to play one of them and leave the other one on bench. And also Salah today, like you say, he was caught up by Trippier at one point. You see that? I'm thinking, oh my god, forget it. Honestly, forget it. We've had a £2 from 𝗖𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗀𝗀 Love it, mate. Thank you for the. I don't know what username even means, but I appreciate that. What planet is that? Is that Saturn? Honestly, mate, not too sure, but I love your planet picture. I think Van Dijk had a beautiful performance today. I agree, and I don't think it's been spoken about, to be fair, as his planet. Because everyone's talking about Konate, rightly so. I think Van Dijk's kind of going under the radar a bit. He had a good game. Really good game today. Gravenberch covering at centre-back, making the chance. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic, Alfie. I agree with you. All-round good performance today, but the first half... Yeah, let's not forget the first half an hour was shaky. And we did well to pick it up. We've had a... Oh, my fuck... what is happening? Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Guys, no words are coming out of my mouth here. This one's from XD Ado. I believe I said that right. Thank you very much for the $14.99 Australian dollars. One of the members on the stream as well. Love. What time is it in Australia? Hey Siri, what time is it in Australia? Oh, it is 10:20. I don't know why I thought it'd be like 5 a.m. because it obviously wouldn't. But good morning, I should say there. Love your content. Always enjoy watching after the games. Thank you very much, mate. Love from Australia. Shall I speak in an Australian accent here? Also, that was a terrible. Also, what would be your ideal end to the season? Is in trophy wise? Oh no, it's Irish. To be fair, mate, I think we're broke. I think I'm not expecting anything an FA Cup. To be honest with you. I think we can definitely do the Champions League, given how well we've played in it. But when you start playing against your PSGs and your Bayern Munichs and your Arsenals, I don't know if we've got enough. Interesting, though. Let me know your thoughts, Ado. Let me know your thoughts, mate. Thank you very much for your 15. I really appreciate that. Ideal Champions League, realistically, FA Cup props. Yeah. Yeah. But another donation. Why are they not coming through? I can't believe it. Guys, there have been so many donations. I'm unbelievably happy. Most level-headed LFC creator. Love from Sydney. All right, mate. Not bad. Thank you very much, mate. We're absolutely loving it in Australia today, mate. Oh, that was bad as well. Corey, thank you very much for the $2.99 Australian. The Australians are in the house, mate. Tell you now. Aidan O'Keefe with a 5. Aidan O'Keefe, one of the long-term supporters on the channel, a member as well. Thank you, Aidan, for your constant support. Wirtz and Ekitike, now the new duo. The faster pace suits us, and now let's keep the pace up. 100% agree. These are the two who are leading the line. Let's build our game around them. And Szoboszlai and Jones for me, and Van Dijk, of course. 100% agree, mate. They are the guys. Were you at the game today? Let me know, mate. Aidan. This is unbelievable. 4-2-3-1 is the shape that should work against anyone and everyone. Yeah, it fits our team right now. But when you think about Isak coming back, it's like, well, you need to really play two. Do you know what I mean? Why is everyone saying moon? Why is everyone saying moon? Why is everyone saying moon? Everyone's saying the word moon. Oh my god, is it an inside joke? Why am I not on the inside joke? Everyone's on the inside joke. Everyone's just saying the same word. Moon. Everyone's saying moon. Planet moon. Oh, the planet. It's the moon. I'm going back to the comment. Oh, I see it now. I do see it now. Moon. Do see it now. Sorry, I was thinking quite more kind of Saturn or a Uranus or something, you know. Moon. That's so embarrassing. Of course, it's the moon. The Kirkers pack. We've had another super chat. What's happening? This one's from a new username, I believe. Not seeing you in the chat before, mate. Easy to remember. I have. You were in the chat last night because I forgot your name because I kept making the joke about you forgetting your name because you're called Easy to Remember. I remember you well. Easy to remember. 246 with a 5. Thank you very much. Konate, man of the match tonight. I don't disagree at all. Might have been a different game without him defensively. Honestly, yeah. He probably in any other game ever. Konate is man of the match, but Ekitike was amazing, and Wirtz was amazing. So it's like, is he? But yeah, he did everything to be man of the match, definitely. Do you get XP points? I don't know. Yeah, there's a if you donate. I saw it the other day because I was rewatching my own stream. Would have been Pratt. No, I was just seeing if it was all in sync. There's a leaderboard. If you donate, you get to the top of the leaderboard. Apparently. That does just sound like I'm asking you to donate. That's not what I meant. I'm just saying I think there is XP. It's like bloody COD. Yeah. The only thing I'll ever ask ever is to like the stream. Leave it a like. It's entirely free. From Newcastle, 160 kilometres north of Sydney. Definitely more than that, mate. Yeah, we're talking like thousands of miles here. Steve, to be fair, mate, I think you need to get your calculations sorted. Newcastle is above, well, kind of like York, Thirsk, Northallerton, Darlington, Middlesbrough, Newcastle. Like, we're talking thousands of miles. No, I'm very aware you mean Newcastle in Australia. Thank you very much, though, Steve. I really appreciate it. Just a little joke on my behalf there, but it wasn't very funny. Almost at 400 likes. What the fucking hell? What the hell? This is unbelievable. 1,125 XP is top. What'd you get, though? What'd you get? Aidan O'Keefe, still not totally happy with Slot. I believe it was the leaders on the pitch that made the game. I agree with that. I made the point about Alisson being clearly more vocal, like visibly more vocal. I agree, Aidan. I just think with Slot, like if Slot did something at halftime, if we come at halftime a better team, I'd be going, right, that's probably on the manager that because he's riled them up at halftime or he's got them in order. But the 2 goals from Ekitike, or the 2 goals, sorry, came before half-time, so is that on Arne Slot? Has he had much of a say on that? Or is that just good players being good players? I don't know. 400 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you. There isn't... Yeah, it was just a bit of a twist on it. I was just trying to joke there. Guys, thank you so much. And I now keep saying thank you, probably bored of it, but I do mean it. Where'd you get the Liverpool top? This is a present from my mum. I don't know. It's definitely like... It's official merch, like it's an official one. I assume Adidas. What does that say there? Oh, Adidas. Yeah, Adidas. I think it's just on Adidas store. Have a look. Have a look. Ado, I wouldn't mind if we win the Champions League this season, especially if it's Salazar's season. Be a good send-off. Absolutely, mate. I agree. Also because we were awful in the first 35. It was one of the best. It was one of the most entertaining games this season, absolutely. Was it one of our best games? Can you put in the... Yeah, let's do this. Can you put in the comments now, just like one word, just put the team. Who was our best performance against this year? Not biggest win, best performance, given how good the team would be and given the... factor everything in. So happy for Ibou. Yes, absolutely, mate. Hope you're well too. Brandy, hope you're well. W stream, thank you very much. It's been an amazing... This has been the best stream ever, honestly, ever. Kirk was maybe a bit off it today, but got the assist, of course. He's had a good month, though, really good month. So let's go through this then. Who's been our best performance this year? I'm interested. See, my first thought was Real Madrid. Real Madrid. Favourite kit, I'd go for the home, actually, yeah. Arsenal. Which one, though? First one we won, second one we drew, but the second half of the second one was pretty solid. I'd go the first one, though, definitely. Gutted I missed it. Was that for my birthday? Happy birthday, mate. Hope you had a good one. Hope you had a good one. Brighton, Real Madrid, and this one. I don't think Brighton was that unreal. I feel like I'm being gaslit into that one. I'd go Inter Milan. I thought Inter Milan was fantastic, to be honest. They'd not lost their place in the Champions League in, like, years, I'm pretty sure. Villa at home, that's definitely one of them. Madrid. Newcastle today, yeah, Madrid. Frankfurt, yeah, we scored a lot against them. I disagree with that one. At one point, we were 2-0 up, but the goals came so early on. Madrid. Brighton, Villa, either Madrids. Also, maybe people think Atletico was better than I was, maybe. Liked as much as I can, mate. Can't wait to see you at 30k soon. Your TikTok content is top. Love having it. Mate, thank you very much for that, Lauren. I really appreciate that. People are so nice. Why are people so nice? It's crazy. Inter Milan or Arsenal? Marseille. The first Marseille shout. I think Marseille's definitely up there. Arsenal away. Yeah. Inter Milan. I'd say Arsenal at home was better than the away. Won the game. James, one of the members, when you buy Super Chat, you get a certain amount of XP and top 3 on the leaderboard get a crown. Right. I don't know, mate. I'd sorry. I wish I could help, but I don't know. Aidan O'Keefe says Real Madrid. Real Marseille this. James, I don't disagree. I think you're right. Tell Callum to up his game after his embarrassing loss to you with £1 darts. Oh, I was on fire there. Yeah, Brighton, I don't think we were amazing against Brighton. To be fair. Today was our best performance. I think today was maybe the best game that we've played. Corey, one of the members on the stream, Arsenal 0-0 was great regardless of only a point. We played great football against a team that should be winning 2 trophies this year. Yeah, in terms of a home and away, I think Arsenal's right up there. I thought like I was dominant. They scored on the side. Yeah, we were dominant in that game, but still, they scored 2 goals. I can't say a great performance has come when they scored 2 goals, to be fair. Good night. Good night. Do you think we're back? I've said we're back so many times, I can't keep saying it, mate. I'm going to say no. I think you need sleep. No, sorry. Go to bed. I tend to agree we did dominate Inter, but we always win in the San Siro. I keep going back. I've been to the San Siro. It was absolutely amazing. It was... No one asked this, I'm just speaking. It was AC Milan, I want to say Sampdoria. Fantastic game, amazing atmosphere. You're right up in the gods, like, probably like horizontal stands. Like, the other fella underneath me is like literally underneath me. It's crazy. Do you use Streamlabs? I'm on StreamYard right now. But I want to get a new PC to then improve the setup. And I think it's worth it. Like, given all the support in this stream, I'm almost 100% sure putting £2,000 into a PC, 1.8 I think it is worth it. I just think in the long term it's going to pay off. But it's obviously a big commitment. All the money from this goes back into the stream though, so it does all go back in. Like all the background, the camera's new, and Aidan, what's your view for a good season? Mine's top 5 FA Cup final. Yeah, we do have a good chance for the Champions League. We are good enough. And like you say, we do fit Europe, and so far we're going quite well in the competition. But when we come up against an Arsenal, Over 2 legs, I don't know if we'll do them, to be fair. Just bagged the 180 while listening, buzzing, love it. Lauren, if we had all your dream signings in this team combined, what would be your starting 11? Oh, I don't know. I don't look at signings. I think I'm a bit boring in terms of January. I have no interest in new signings. I don't know. I'm not really. I'm just not interested in that kind of thing. To be fair, like we've got a decent team. We need some players. Don't get me wrong. We need a right back, but we spent a lot of money. Like if we're going to sign anyone right now, it's a backup right back to play backup when Frimpong and Bradley come back. Who can start now? It's not a left winger or a left like. We're fine. We're okay. Just need a defender. And we're not going to sign one, are we? Roger, you need to stream more. To be fair, I've been doing a bit. I've been live every night over the last 3 days. I'm trying to go more live more, definitely. The thing is, when I go live, it's an hour or 45 minutes. I could therefore do 3 videos in that time, so I tend to choose the video because it's get more of them out. But I love doing this. This has been an amazing stream. There's been nearly 400 people in it at one point. I'm going to call it though, I think. My voice is just unbelievably knackered. James says keep streaming. Unfortunately, mate, I'm gonna jump off. We've been live for 56 minutes. There've been 430 people we picked at. That is mental numbers. We'll never do that again. Like, well, maybe, hopefully we will. That's the dream. But today was if it was a one-off, then I've loved it. Thank you very much to all the supporters. As always, I go through all the super chats at the end and just thank everyone. Ado for becoming a member. Thank you to Sanderson for becoming a member. The Final Man for a generous 10. And also James with another generous 10. Corey for becoming a member. The Final Man with another 5. James with another 5. Smithy with a 5. Joe with a 5. Asinat, the Moon Man with the 2. Ado with a 15 Australian. Alright, mate. Corey with a 3. Aiden with a 5. And Easy to Remember with the 5. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you to everyone. I forget, the streams, the what they called, the gifts are unbelievably generous, but people's time. Some people have sat through this for an hour of your night spent in this. I can't believe it. If you haven't already, please do leave a like. The video will be posted after as a video. Go into the comment section. I'll be live, getting interacting with you in there, building the community as always. Do subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much to all the comments. Look at everyone coming in. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Right. Tomorrow there'll be a video, the morning after show. As always, the morning after the game, so stay tuned. Sunday, maybe 12 o'clock, midday, the video coming out. My thoughts on the game. Very similar to this, but in more condensed. Do stay tuned. Do subscribe so you don't miss it. And please, again, leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next one. See you later on. Thank you.